What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Alright, Roxstars, this is going to be a short top of the blogs today. I am having my Christmas party at work today, and I've got to get up there. I can't be fucking with you guys too long today. And we don't have many things to talk about. Let's talk about the Rolling Loud Festival that happened last weekend. Okay, so your girl Cardi B was the first ever female entertainer to headline the show. And you guys saw the clips from the different shows, the different acts, I should say, the different rappers that were all there. So this was a big deal for Cardi B. While it should have gone very smoothly, and I imagine that it was, up until she was interrupted during her set. Her husband, they're saying soon-to-be ex-husband, crashed the set. Had people come up there bringing flowers, spelling out, please forgive me or take me back, Cardi, or something like that. And then he went on to come out himself in a newly updated Elvis Presley suit, also pleading and begging for Cardi to take him back. Now, right before this had happened, a few days, actually I think it was a day, he had also posted on Instagram an apology, okay, that he knows that he had done some things in the public that embarrassed her. He was apologizing. He wanted to spend Christmas with her and his brand new baby with her, for her to forgive him. Okay, he did not fuck that girl, but he was entertaining it. I tell you, these niggas with these apologies. Anyway, people were all, affected by that apology. And then when he went on to bombard her on stage, people thought that was cute. Okay, you could tell that Cardi B was highly annoyed by that. She did not forgive him, at least she did not on stage. She made them clear all that shit off of the stage. She was mad, and I was pretty uncomfortable and awkward and annoyed watching it as well, because this is kind of the equivalent of somebody interrupting your work day. Okay, imagine if you and your husband fighting and he come and bust in the damn office and, get down on his knees and say that he's sorry. That's just not what you want, right? So to me, this shows a man that is controlling, a man that does not know how to listen to a woman telling him, give me my fucking space, leave me the fuck alone, I need to think, I don't want to talk to you right now. All of these things have fallen on deaf ears as far as Offset is concerned. And I guess if she's just not going to talk to him behind the scenes, he gonna talk to her in front of the cameras. And when you do things like that, the general public always assumes that the woman is the person that is responsible for fixing this relationship. All over social media, it was Cardi, take him back. You can't leave a nigga just because he cheats. The women back in the day used to always stay with their husbands. Now these women just drop their marriages like hot rocks. You have to fix this. You're a husband and wife. You have a child together. This is a family. This is serious. You guys took vows in front of God. Okay. All of that is very much true. I understand that sentiment. It is a marriage. It is something that you vow before God, even if it was in your bedroom with just one person as a witness. These things are a commitment that you make. However, instead of everybody going towards Cardi B and telling her what she needs to do when she hasn't done anything, how about everybody turning the focus and the attention on Offset? And how about somebody telling him that he needs to quit fucking around? He needs to not try to fuck other girls when his wife is about to have a baby in 2 weeks. And he needs to show his wife that he's a changed man. He needs to give his wife the space to see that he's changed. Maybe you need to be by yourself to figure out what you really want in life for some time. Stop pressuring your wife to try to take you back when she is not ready to do that. I don't know if she will ever be ready to do that. But I never understand why nobody is talking to Offset. Well, I'll take that back. Social media, a lot of times the women were talking to Offset. But these men's, honey, all of the damn cheating ass niggas that have been caught in social media numerous times, they was all in Cardi B's comments, all in the shade room, the baller alert. Okay, Cardi, you gotta take them back. T.I., Snoop Dogg, Lil Duval, The Game, D-Lo. Okay, Kirk Frost with the Frost Facts. I was like, ain't this about a bitch? All of these niggas who have done their woman wrong plenty of times in the public eye all have something to say to Cardi B. Okay, not to the man who is responsible for fucking up this marriage in the first place. I was so annoyed, but you know what? It's par for the course, because this is what happens. It's always on the woman to try to fix things. And I would like to see them work it out. However, I would also like to see that Offset is different. You know, you can't be in a marriage, at least not in this one, and continue to fuck around and expect her to sit there and watch you do it. Okay? Yeah, people compare it to the old days and how women used to stay. We ain't in the old days no more, you guys. There were plenty of times where women weren't in positions to go out and branch out on their own. Okay? And they stayed because of financial reasons or not. Women don't have to do that anymore. So instead of you forcing your woman to stay because she can't afford to go anywhere else, how about you respect your wife enough to not fuck around and get caught and cheat numerous times? I'm not even saying he cheated once. I'm not even saying he cheated twice, you guys. I know cheating happens. I know infidelity happens. I know marriages as they go on and on, shit happens. I got all that. I got it all. I promise you guys. But, you know, you just can't keep expecting women of today to act like my mama and them did. It's just a different time. It's a different time. But yes, the commitment still means something. And, you know, maybe he will understand that the commitment means something, and that when they have this space and he realizes what he lost, and that might take a year or two, then you can try to see if you guys can work this out. But all this pressure and shit on Cardi B is just really annoying to me. And then to the coup de grace, child, yesterday, the stepdaddy of Offset, posted this long post on Facebook. And when I tell you, I was so fucking mad when I was reading that, because nobody is saying that Cardi B is perfect. I know the girl does do a lot on social media, but she has always been that way. That's how we met her. So when Offset decided to get with Cardi B, he already knew what the package was. The family seemed to take her in when they first got together. I remember seeing her with the family, and they all seemed to like each other and all of that. Now they done got married. Now Offset has cheated numerous times. Again, numerous times. Got caught numerous times. And the father has somehow placed all the blame on Cardi B. Says that she's a attention whore. Okay, that she's letting all this play out in social media. That there's drugs and alcohol involved, insinuating that she's also on drugs and alcohol, when I think I've heard her say plenty of times that she doesn't drink and smoke. And I would assume that would include popping pills. But he insinuated that they was, you know, coked and peeled and, you know, fucked up all the time, and they couldn't make good decisions, when it probably is more so his son than his daughter in law. He accused her of being spiteful, of posting a picture of the baby when she knew that Offset was going to use a picture of the baby for his album. Okay, the motherfucker got caught cheating. She deserves to be a little bit spiteful. We all knew that was a fuck you to Offset, because that wasn't even a staged baby picture. That was a baby picture that she turned around and took a picture of the baby in the stroller and was like, fuck you, nigga, I am going to post this because I know you don't want me to. So the father just goes on and on saying how their family is in such turmoil and there's so much confusion, and I believe him on that. I'm sure there's a whole lot going on in that family that we don't see. But you cannot tell me that Cardi B is the whole sole reason for why they are in the place that they are right now. Okay? And so that father, for him to just really, you know, I mean, I guess as a father, you try to protect your child. And that's fine, but he needed to just not say nothing, because what you made it look like is that even though your son did all of this and is the cause of all of this, somehow it's all Cardi B's fault. Okay, so that father almost got a fuck you out of me yesterday. I was like, okay, he upset, he a daddy, and he emotional, so, you know, I'm not gonna do that. But, you know, just the whole story is just so annoying, because I really honestly believe like that Cardi B really just wants everything to die down, but what she doesn't realize is the more that she goes onto social media, it doesn't die down. It just continues to, you know, to get into this fervor, and it flourishes, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But I'm tired of the whole Cardi B and Offset thing, and I know I've said this before, but we gonna retire them, you guys, unless something really big happens. It just seems like every week it's some bullshit with them. If these two make it back together, that's fine. Okay, if they don't get back together, that is fine as well. All right, but I just want people to not feel like they have to blame that girl for her husband's indiscretions. That's all. That's all. And then, you guys, let's talk about that old disrespectful ass Juelz. Now, just last week, we was having the discussion about the king of R&B, okay? Remember, he got on social media one Sunday and proclaimed that he was the king of R&B today, and we let the little boy have his time. Went on and let him play around in the ring, and but we already knew that that nigga was not the king of nothing. That he is a cute little singer from Decatur, Georgia, who has become known off of a few songs, many of them not even his own. But as far as king of R&B, no. I was watching a video that Messy Miles posted of him singing a Stevie Wonder song. He was completely undernote the whole time. Like, you just was almost there. That bothers me. When people think that, you know, it's just, okay. Anyway, you guys know he is not the king of R&B. I don't know where Keith Sweat and Juelz and all them were. They were at some concert. And they were backstage. They were walking the halls. And it looked like Keith Sweat was going to a dressing room of some sort. And TMZ caught up with them and was asking Keith Sweat. Now, Juelz was ahead of him, but he was asking Keith Sweat, you know, who did he think was the king of R&B? All right, now you're talking to an R&B singer from the 90s, okay? What many of us would say is a legend of in his time. I can tell you so many Keith Sweat songs. And if it's a dream, it's the way that it feels so real. All I know is I wanna. Okay, we all know you may be wrong, but you're ready to learn. Y'all know we know the Keith Sweat songs. Okay, so there's plenty of songs. I would never say that Keith Sweat was the king of R&B. And I don't even think that he would say that he was the king of R&B. But Keith Sweat definitely has his name up in the... He's up there with them boys, okay? When we think about all of the hits that he's had. So anyway, this disrespectful ass Juelz comes backtracks and comes to the camera and really just... I mean, the things that he was saying... I can't even talk about it, you guys. It had me so frustrated. And the whole time that he was talking about how he the king of R&B now, the whole time when he was talking, Keith Sweat was standing behind him like, somebody get this nigga before I fuck him up. We've heard stories about Keith Sweat being about that life back in the day. You know, those things don't go away. It's just really, you know, it just lays low underneath. But Keith Sweat looked like he wanted to beat his ass. All right. And you saw the other guy kind of tap his shoulder like, come on in this room before something bad happens, because we knew it was cameras around. But just what is going on with the youth of today? Now, I know that Juelz did apologize, and I know that Keith Sweat did have to school him, but it's just this damn respectful, you guys. And Juelz really, I think he's really starting to believe the hype. Like, he believes his own hype. He really thinks, I mean, I've seen him commenting under other people's posts, okay, saying that he said what he said. At first, I thought he was just trolling and just having a good time with it. But now I'm thinking to myself, like, this boy really believes that he is the king of R&B. Child, that is an all-encompassing title where you have to have the music, you have to have the moves, you have to have the sex appeal, you have to have all of that happening before you can claim yourself as the king of R&B. And you are so far away from it. I just can't believe that he fixed his mouth to say it and that he was so fucking I just can't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Somebody need to go and talk to Juelz and tell him to chill. You fucking around with grown ass men now, okay? You know, the way that you guys are used to just kind of having Twitter fingers and saying, you know, he obviously forgot that this was real life. and that you was in front of somebody, and had them cameras not been around, well, he probably wouldn't have said it if they weren't around. But if they hadn't been around, that might have turned out a whole lot differently as well. So, child, Blac, yeah, no, absolutely not the king of R&B. And because of that, I don't know if I'm really liking Juelz too much anymore. What y'all think about that whole thing? Wasn't that shit disrespectful? I can't think of another word to say, but disrespectful. God, it really is a slow day. So Blac Chyna had a win the other day. You guys know that she was given the go-ahead, that she was able to, she was told by the court that she was able to sue the Kardashians, namely Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, for ruining the chances of her and Rob having a second season of that train wreck reality show that they had. Evidently, Blac Chyna had it on good advice that those four were very much responsible for the network cutting that show. And so when they were told that they were able to pursue this lawsuit, then they subpoenaed these text messages, or either the text messages leaked or something. And there are text messages and emails between the network and Kylie and Khloe specifically, where they said that Blac Chyna and Rob's reality show was damaging to their brand, which it probably was. They felt that Blac Chyna was only with Rob for attention to be on a show, which probably was true as well. Kylie had even told the network that she would, rev up the drama in her own life if that's what was needed to take the attention off of Blac Chyna and Rob's show, cut that show, they'll make more shit happen on the Kardashians. And Khloe went as far to say that they would even consider stopping filming if it meant that Blac Chyna and Rob's show would continue on. If the show was going to continue on, then they weren't going to record the show anymore. And I'm sure that Kardashians, keeping up with the Kardashians is a big money maker for, what does it come on, the E? Yeah, on the E channel. So they had all this going back and forth, and it worked. They got rid of Blac Chyna and Rob's show. Granted, that show did not need to come back anyway. It probably was going to self-explode by that second season anyway. I mean, it was a train wreck. Both Blac Chyna and Rob have mental issues. Rob probably a little bit more serious than Blac Chyna's, but they both don't need to exploit their lives any longer, especially with this baby that they have. So the show really didn't need to go on. And I saw where the Kardashians and Kris Jenner was, where they was coming from. However, if you stupid enough to be writing this shit down and typing it up and putting it in text messages and then think that it's just disappearing, you got another thing coming. If you dumb enough to let that happen, then I can't blame Blac Chyna for suing you guys. Those are conversations that need to be held verbally. That's what they call, behind closed door conversations. We don't need shit to be documented, for it to come out like this, because now it just looks like you guys were extremely petty, and that you guys were conniving, and that you guys are out for Blac Chyna. You guys look like, the real bad guys. Okay? When in that situation, everybody is kind of fucked up. All right, if you ask me. So I can't blame Blac Chyna for suing them for that. And those text messages and that email is damaging to me. So she might, something might happen, good for her. But I will say that I don't think that show, I didn't think that the first season was a good idea, and you just saw how loosely they was unraveling, and it was bound to get worse the second season. So yeah, I understand both sides, but yeah, Blac Chyna girl, get your money, boo-boo. Okay, the Kardashians and Jenners have a whole lot of it to give. Okay, minus Kourtney and what that other one, the gay one, child. What's her name? Why I can't think of her name? Kylie? Kendall and Kourtney aren't involved in the lawsuit, but the rest of them, hey girl, get your money from them if you have to. Alright, you guys, Penny Marshall. Okay, we also lovingly knew her as Laverne DeFazio from the hit television show from the late 70s, Laverne and Shirley. She died yesterday. They said that it was from complications due to diabetes. I knew that she had been sick. Just, you know, I knew that she just had, you could look at her and tell that she was not as healthy as she had been when she was younger. But still, when I got the news that she died yesterday, I was saddened because, you guys, that was a part of my childhood. I mean, everybody used to watch Laverne and Shirley. They say the show ran from 1976 to 1983. We saw them move from Milwaukee to Hollywood, right? Didn't they move to Los Angeles? I believe they moved to Los Angeles, if I can remember correctly. And, you know, we just loved the show. We used to watch it used to come on Tuesday nights. I still remember the lineup. It was Happy Days, then it was Laverne and Shirley, then it was Three's Company, and then it was something else, and then it was Heart to Heart. Used to love to watch the lineup on ABC. And yeah, just another piece of my childhood gone, you guys. And Penny Marshall comes from the writing family, the Marshalls. And they were responsible for a lot of hit sitcoms back in the day. Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, and many other shows. You guys remember, guys know Gary Marshall and all them. So they are definitely a big, successful writing Hollywood family. Yeah, it was just too bad to see old Penny Marshall go. You guys know that she was the first director. I think they said she directed the movie Big. That was the movie with Tom Hanks, and that was a huge movie for her. I think she was the first female director to make so much money. I think they said something like almost $200 million from that. And that just kind of cemented her name in it. And she went on to direct many TV shows and movies since then. So she's always been out there, just kind of laying low, and then we get the news that she died. So yeah, she was 75 years old. Oh, I didn't get if she had kids. I feel like she did. I hate when I don't get all my information, but you guys, yes. Died yesterday, 75 years old. Rest in peace to Penny Marshall. You guys, how many of you guys have been caught in the awkward and strange position of having a full out dirty, nasty sex session? You got the Pandora list going of your urban contemporary playlist, and then the unexpected happens. A BB and CC Winans song comes on, or maybe even Mary Mary's Shackles, or even Stomp by Kirk Franklin and the Family. Okay, what happens when that comes on and it completely fucks up your groove? I mean, your concentration goes from getting pleasured into when the fuck is this song going to be over? You don't know whether to reach over and get your phone and change the song, or just hope that something else comes on. It'll be over soon enough. But I tell you, even 4 minutes can fuck up the rhythm of the stroke. Well, now thanks to David and Tamela Mann, they have got you guys covered. And I mean that literally. That's right, you guys. Now the Lord doesn't have to look down on you when you are having sex with your mate. When that shit is nasty, filthy, porno-like, you can continue on with your antics, because the Manns have come out with their highly anticipated new album, Us Against the World, The Love Project. And Mr. and Mrs. Mann describes this album as Christian R&B. And instead of you guys having to listen to something being popped and slapped and, humped on the music today, now you can make love to Christian R&B, and the Lord is gonna let you slide. With the already expected jams of I Love the Lord, He Heard My Moan, I Don't See Nothing Wrong with a Little Hump and Pray, and there for sure break out, twerk a little something, Titties and Tithes. All right, Roxanne, come on now. Oh, okay. You will never have to be caught in that uncomfortable position again of listening to gospel music while you sexing. I had another one for y'all, but y'all was gonna be mad at me. It was real nasty, but I might put it in the comments. It depends on how y'all take to all of this. Okay, back in scene. Listen. I appreciate the Manns for this, okay? Because I even will say that R&B has gotten completely out of hand. And even when you trying to have a little session with your man or your woman, that shit can get uncomfortable when they be talking about some way out shit, But I prefer to keep these two things separate. What we gonna have next? Shirley Caesar singing Beyonce Love on Top? What if we had Hezekiah Walker singing sing Until You Come Back to Me. Like, I don't want to hear gospel singers singing R&B. I know that R&B singers will make the switch and, you know, can go over to the other genre of singing gospel, but it's never right the other way around. Like, I'm never even comfortable seeing Yolanda Adams. You know, she is one of the ones that they sometimes get to sing, you know, it ain't slovenly, nasty sex songs, but, you know, they'll give her something that is a little less gospel and a little bit more, you know, she's kind of one of the ones that they let straddle a little bit. But I prefer to keep my gospel singers as gospel. So I appreciate the mans for it. I know they just trying to do something different and, you know, out the box. And, you know, all of us want to fuck. I mean, even Christians out there, you know. So, I mean, I got what they trying to do. But, yeah, that's all right. That's all right, uncle and auntie. Y'all just continue to do what y'all do and, you know, work with Madea. We gonna come see the play and everything. I know y'all on tour and all that. But as far as when we talking about having sex, let's just leave it the way that it is. How many of y'all out there is fucking to the Browns? You guys, and then lastly in Quickies, everyone is asking me if Ellen is canceled. Ellen DeGeneres, you know, her talk show on NBC. I don't really know if the show is canceled or not. When I tried to look it up, I saw that she did say that she was not planning on renewing her contract, that she has a contract that's to go on until 2020, the end of the summer, and that she had no intentions of renewing that contract. However, I couldn't find anything on whether or not the show actually was canceled. But that show has accomplished a lot. It's been on since 2003. It has won 57 daytime Emmys. That show has accomplished a lot, has done all that it needs to do. Everybody has extreme respect for Ellen. She has done a lot for the LGBTQ community, considering when she first came out of the closet on her regular sitcom show, it was a disaster. People wasn't ready to accept her that way. But she, you know, persisted, and look at where she is today. All right. So if the show is canceled, it does not a reflection on how successful she's been, what she has meant to TV. She deserves to go off into the you know, into the light and not to the light, y'all, but, you know, off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of her life with her wife. So yeah, if she is canceled, I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe so. They say that Les Moonves, did I say his name right? If I didn't, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's a CBS exec. Remember, he was the CEO, the big man on top. He was fired for sexually harassing and, you know, for decades was putting them CBS employees through hell. All right, they fired him. He was supposed to get a severance pay, $120 million. Honey, CBS done worked it out, so he ain't getting shit. Okay, so they obviously have a lot of proof that he did what he did. He keeps on saying that he didn't do it. You know, he's maintaining that he didn't. However, for them to take this step, it just means to me that, yeah, there was more than just some hearsay, that there was definitely some proof in place. So he won't be getting his money. Listen, rich people problems. I can't worry about Les and his $120 million. I'm sure he's still rich. So anyway. And then lastly, congratulations to Remy Ma and Papoose. Okay, it seems that the golden child has been born. Their little girl, they haven't released her name yet, but they did have a bouncing baby girl just the other day. I know Remy Ma is like, finally. Okay, that means LaToya Luckett is probably going to be due to drop her baby any day now as well. Okay, but as far as Remy and Papoose and a brand new little baby Rapoose, congratulations to the happy couple. Rockstars, let me get off of here. For many of you guys, I probably won't see you again until Christmas or after. I do plan on doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that will be up on Christmas Eve. But if you don't watch my Real Housewives of Atlanta video, then you won't see me again until after Christmas. So I am telling you, those rock stars who don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a fantastic, wonderful Merry Christmas with your friends and your family. And even if you are by yourself, you know, find some sort of way to appreciate what the day means and, you know, how you are with your own self. Okay, because honey, self-acceptance is always the first step and is the most important. And I enjoy my time by myself, so but I know it is harder during the holiday times when everybody seems to be with their family and friends, and some people just don't have that. So my my heart is with those people as well. But I will be on for Christmas Eve for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love and Hip Hop New York will go. I just don't know when. Okay, it is coming on on Christmas Eve. So but I don't know if I'm going to get it up on Christmas or even the 26th with this, which is my birthday, you guys. And I just don't know if I am going to be posting on those days. It's just going to depend on how the days flow. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm glad that I have you all. You guys are all like gifts to me every single day in many, many ways. So I appreciate you all. You guys let me know what you're doing for the holidays. I am going on vacation. I'm going to some sand and surf. Okay, so looking forward to my trip with my family, and hopefully you guys are going to have a wonderful day as well. So let me know what you're gonna be doing down in the comments below. But let me get off of here, because child, I'm supposed to be up there with this party. It should be happening soon, but I'm on my lunch break, so it's okay. Anyway, you guys, we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.